Thursday, February 9th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here with you on what's going to be a fairly cool but sunny Thursday forecast, and still looks like a series of disturbances will play a role in our weather over the next week. The next one due in tomorrow night into Saturday morning. Big shot of cold air still on the way this weekend, and then some question marks with exactly how next week unfolds, and wouldn't rule out at least some type of winter weather possibility briefly across parts of the region with the system around Tuesday morning. I'll get into that here as today's edition of the video unfolds. Let's start with an image this morning from Beech Mountain. If you're not familiar with this camera shot, that's a parking lot in the foreground and snow covered from the hit of snow up in the mountains yesterday into parts of last night. And for the skiers and the ski industry, that is a nice sight. Similar scenes at all the ski resorts across the region. A fresh bit of snow over the past 24 hours, and temperatures plenty cold enough this morning for snowmaking. And I think pretty much every night coming up in the foreseeable future, at least in the middle part of next week, will feature snowmaking temperatures in most resort areas. And that's good news. Should be some great ski conditions this weekend if you have a ski trip planned, but just be aware it is going to be a cold one as this weekend unfolds. There's the radar imagery getting a break over the eastern part of the country. Now things very quiet, but you see this little bit of precipitation here in parts of New Mexico into Texas, the Panhandle region there. That is the beginnings of our next system. Temperatures this morning, there's the cold air, and it really just bottled up. I mean the really cold air. Now it's cold. There's a lot of teens, even some single digits in the northern plains this morning, but this is the real deal. Very, very cold air up in Canada that'll be plunging southeastward over the next couple of days. Here's the upper air pattern. Here comes the next disturbance, kind of rounding the bend here from New Mexico into Texas and Oklahoma. As we get into tomorrow night, that system swings into our region, and then we watch for the next system that'll get here as we get into Tuesday early morning, Monday night and Tuesday morning, and then another system coming up later on next week, toward Thursday or so. Here's what it looks like on the GFS. And again, there's that little bit of precipitation back into Mexico and the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles today. Now, again, this is the 0Z run of the GFS. 6Z is just rolling in. Haven't seen it out really past early weekend yet. But again, the 0Z run here showing you, let's go back to today here. A lot of sunshine, but fairly cool highs in a lot of the Piedmont, upper 40s and lower 50s. Maybe a few mid-50s closer to the Sandhills. And then everybody a little bit milder tomorrow. Highs should be well up into the 50s across the region, maybe clipping 60 in Raleigh and Fayetteville. And clouds will be on the increase as this next system approaches. Now we go out to Friday night into Saturday morning. And this does look like it'll be a quick little hit of some snow here from parts of Tennessee and Kentucky into the mountains of North Carolina, up into the Virginias once again as we get into tomorrow night. It looks like it'll be a little too mild for any snow east of the mountains. Just a very quick hitting rain shower chance Friday night. And then we get into later into the day on Saturday. The system's pulling away. This is some lingering upslope snow showers here continuing. And there's the actual low pressure on the GFS, and it kind of keeps a lot of the heavier snow just offshore from the northeast, but it does kind of clip into parts of the big cities there, Boston down to New York. Now, I wanted to show you the Canadian model and its representation here. This is Friday night. Actually, it's technically during the wee hours of Saturday morning. And again, this is snow back into Kentucky and Tennessee, into the Virginias, North Carolina mountains too. And, you know, if you were able to get an area of low pressure to kind of bottom out right here, then that's when you could get some snow back into the Piedmont. I guess it can't be ruled out, but it doesn't look likely. We go 6 hours later, still snowing in the mountains and up into a good chunk of the Virginias. And, again, I wouldn't be shocked if you had a few snowflakes work their way out of the mountains down into the foothills in Piedmont Saturday morning if the moisture sticks around long enough. And then we go 6 hours later, Saturday afternoon, and that's a pretty good little snow event for the Delmarva Peninsula up through New Jersey, New York, and coastal parts of the Northeast. Not a bad little snow event if the Canadian is right. And then we get deeper on into the forecast period. Sunday, well, let me talk about Saturday. For our area, we'll see blustery conditions, that cold air advection underway. Highs probably in the 40s Saturday, very breezy conditions. And then on Sunday here, that's going to be the coldest day. The Arctic high pressure centered over Memphis early Sunday afternoon. Still cold air advection underway with a northwest wind. And highs on Sunday, I still think many of us in the foothills and the Piedmont are going to really struggle to get a high of around 40 or so. And lows by Sunday morning and Monday morning, low 20s, and some of the traditionally colder spots around the Piedmont could easily see some upper teens. Monday, still a fairly chilly day, but highs rebounding up toward the upper 40s in many spots. Now, at the same time, here comes the next system. There we are on Tuesday early afternoon. That is the precipitation that has fallen between 7 and 1 a.m., 7 a.m. rather, and 1 p.m. on Tuesday. The European, similar timing. This is Tuesday morning with that precipitation moving in. So, none of it looks terribly heavy, really, but if we do get the precipitation into our region by Tuesday morning, there could be a brief period of some wintry precip, maybe a brief period of some snow before it kicks over to rain showers across the Piedmont, but snow could linger for a while up in the mountains Tuesday morning. That is entirely timing dependent on when that precipitation arrives. If it arrives early enough Tuesday morning, maybe some of us with a brief little hit of some wintry precip, but I wouldn't get excited about anything. Later on next week, this is Wednesday, next system taking shape. There's Thursday, that low pressure on the GFS is up into Illinois and Indiana. Still looks like a chance of some severe weather with this across the deep south. I'm not really concerned at the moment about severe weather in North Carolina with that, but it can't be ruled out. We'll have to see how quickly that chilly air mass gets dislodged. So an active pattern coming up, the storm track picking up in activity, a series of systems moving our way, and we'll just kind of have to take them one at a time here as we move forward. All right, that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a great Thursday, and God bless.